Hey mamas, and thank you for joining for another episode of Moms with Moms. Moms offering mom support with moms on microphones. If you're new here, we talk about taboo things in pregnancy, postpartum, and parenthood. And if you're not new here, this looks a little bit different tonight. So it is actually Saturday night. We are going to my mom's tomorrow, and I have a lot more shit that I still have to do. I figured I could record, wrap some Christmas presents, and give you guys what you want. So recently I did a poll asking you guys what you would like to see more of, and you guys expressed interest in hearing some stories about me and like my experience with postpartum and pregnancy. So I figured, Merry Christmas, here's your guys' Christmas present, because it's Monday and episode drops on Monday. So here's your Christmas present. So today, I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what I'm gonna talk about. So I kind of figured, since it's Christmas, I'm a first-time mom, and this time has been more stressful than ever, I would talk about Christmas. And this is gonna be really noisy, so I'm just gonna take this all out. For your Spotify listeners, I'm really sorry, this is probably obnoxious. We'll just dump it all out. So, the economy sucks, finances suck, and this Christmas was a super cheap Christmas, so I got these really cute little magnet things from Temu. If you don't use Temu because you're afraid of your bank account being hacked and all of the other stuff, all the political things, it's okay. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm also entitled to spend way less money on my Christmas presents than you are. So I don't know who the true winner is here. But I did also get these little ornaments too. So I actually have, I don't know which one it is. I think it's this one. I have these pictures that I printed out. The first time I printed them out, I of course printed out the wrong size. So I had to print them out again, costing me more money. And I don't think these are going to be enough. Oh, you're there. Okay, we're good, we're good. So I'm going to just take these pictures and cut them out and put them in these ornaments. Fun, fun. And yes, I am using meat scissors because I don't have any other scissors in my house. I remember when I was little, my mom used to scream at me and yell at me for using meat scissors for things that weren't meat. Here we are. Okay, now that I've gotten them all out, and I'm now kind of ready, let's talk about freaking Christmas, and Christmas traditions, and Christmas ideas, and Christmas as a first-time mom. Or, if you're Jewish, what is the Jewish holiday considered or called? Kwanzaa. Hanukkah. I'm pretty sure it's Hanukkah. Or Kwanzaa. If you're Jewish, you celebrate Hanukkah. I'm not going to act like I know anything about those things because I don't. It's not that I don't care to know. I've been Christian my whole entire life, and we've celebrated Christmas. So I do know that you light the menorah and all of that. I do have a couple people that are in my life that are Jewish, so I probably really should know about Hanukkah, but I don't. Here we are. So my mom has always been phenomenal about holidays and celebrating holidays. We grew up very, very poor. She was a single mom raising 2 kids. One was 8 and the other one was, I don't know, my brother and I are 8 years. I'm really freaking up tonight. So my mom was a single mom growing up, and she had me and my brother. Just f***ed up this picture. doing a great job. So we didn't have a lot of money, and I remembered things that she was really great about in keeping traditions. So we would always read, it was the night before Christmas, on Christmas Eve, and then we would leave out our milk and cookies for Santa, and then we'd always leave out carrots for the reindeer. And then a couple of times we did the reindeer dust, or like the reindeer chow, which is basically just oatmeal and sprinkles or sparkles, or whatever you want to call it. But she would always keep things pretty simple. She wouldn't buy really, really, really expensive items or a lot of Christmas gifts. She would always get like one big gift off our list, and she made sure that we always had enough. So we had a decent amount to open. But we would wake up, we'd have brunch, first one done. We would have brunch, and my aunt and my uncle and his kids would come over, and then my grandma, when she was alive, rest in peace, she would come over too, and we would have like a late lunch and all of that. And then we would stay at my house, my mom's house. So fast forward to now. Obviously, I'm on this and I'm doing first time mom. So we have a son. This is his first Christmas. We live 2 hours away from my mom now. So when we go to see my mom, we have to pack up the baby, pack up our stuff, and we also have a lovely dog. So sometimes we have to bring the dog if I can't ask my dad to babysit. My parents are divorced. They have been my whole entire life, so that's all I know. I also do not celebrate Christmas with my dad until after Christmas. I didn't know my dad till I was 18, and I'm giving you guys way too much information, but this is not going well. Anywho, for those of you who travel, and if you haven't watched my Thanksgiving episode, go watch my Thanksgiving episode. It's holidays. I think it's episode 7. We kind of talk about how traveling with a baby is difficult. It's annoying. It ruins their sleep. All of those fun things. So, here we are. Tomorrow, I have to work 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Then we're driving out to my mom's, just 2 hours, and then spending the night there and celebrating Christmas, and then I have to work an overnight, which is 10:30 p.m. until 8 a.m. Christmas Day. And my mom's great. Like, when she stays there, she really makes sure to set things up. We have the pack and play. She gives us, like, our favorite snacks and everything. So she really does a good job of making us feel at home and comfortable, and she has lots of stuff there for us already, so that way we don't have to pack that much. But as a first-time mom, you always make sure to pack enough. And obviously, you guys know me by now if you've watched my episode where I talk about the hospital. I love to overpack, so I always overpack. So that's not the problem. The problem I have is, in the next couple of years, I'm going to have to pack my son up to go spend Christmas and Christmas Eve at Mimi's house. That's what she likes to be called. And meaning I'm going to have to pack Santa presents, or I'm going to have my mom wrap Santa presents so I don't have to have my son see the Santa presents, wrap their presents, bring their presents. Jimmy and I do exchange gifts before. That's always, like, the past 2 years, that's what we've been doing. But I just have to do all of this to bring my son to go celebrate Christmas. And I remember a couple of years ago, my mom made the comment to me about how she really thinks that it's unfair to bring a kid out of their home on Christmas, because all they want to do is spend Christmas at home and play with their presents and all of that. And fast forward to now, being a mom, I feel the same way. I don't think in the next couple of years we're going to go and celebrate Christmas with them. And I don't know if your mom is in your life or if your mother-in-law is in your life. Thankfully, we don't have a crazy mother-in-law who would get mad at those things. But my mom is crazy. Mom, if you're watching this, I apologize. I love you. You're great. But my mom is crazy. Like, she's the definition of a crazy mom. She's a typical white Karen mom. And if I tell her, hey, this is the last Christmas we're going to come and spend with you, it will be a whole ordeal and a fight. But here's where I'm struggling. And here's where I think that, like, other moms, if you're a new mom and this is your first year and you're trying to figure out what kind of traditions to keep alive, is like, this is my kid and this is my family. Shouldn't I have a say of what I do and what I decide is going to work for my family? It shouldn't matter what other people think is appropriate and what other people think is right to do for a holiday. It should be my family and my choice with my family, not theirs. So, there's that dilemma. Second dilemma that we're having with holidays. The second issue I have is when we go other places for holidays, the baby is not a good sleeper. He has not been a good sleeper for a very long time. It's just something we're used to. But we get on these tracks where he does pretty well and we get some pretty good, decent sleep. When we go to other people's houses for holidays, everything's screwed. He does not sleep again, and he's back to not doing his naps. He's not sleeping. And we talked about this in the last episode of holidays too. The family is always like, oh, well, it's okay. He'll sleep great if he skips his nap. Like, no, Aunt Sharon, he's not going to sleep great. Sorry. If anything, he's not going to sleep, and it's going to be even worse because he didn't take his nap and he's overtired now. And the last time we went, I had a flat tire. Well, I had a nail in my tire. This time that we're going, my wiper's not working, and I live in upstate New York, so if it snows, we're screwed. But I have to take the dog, I have to take the baby, I have to take presents, or I have to bring presents back, and I have the SUV, my boyfriend doesn't, so we have to take my car, or else nothing's gonna fit. So, there's the second dilemma. And for all those saying, oh, you could have gone and got your unit fixed. Guys, I tried. 3 different dealerships had no openings for me. I had one dealership tell me that I could sit there and wait all day Friday, and maybe they'd be able to get to my car. I'm not going to sit there all day Friday waiting with my son. Jimmy works on Fridays, so I was with Spino. So that was not the case. So here we are. Last time, almost popped tire, had a nail in the car. This time, wipers. Wiper is not working on the driver's side. Okay. That doesn't look terrible. I definitely could have got a bigger picture, but that works. So, that's obviously the issue. And then, of course, like, I offer to make things, and I'm making my infamous homemade bread because it's delicious, and it's a 3-hour process, but it's fairly easy to make, and I enjoy making it. But I don't feel like I should have to bring anything, because I have to worry about bringing my son, bringing all that, and that should be a gift enough. Like, why do I have to bring anything else? Like, no, thank you. I don't want to bring anything else, and I just sounded like Miss Rachel. So, there's that. But, on the bright side, Jimmy and I have talked about kind of what we want maybe our Christmas to look like for the next coming years. So, I told him that I think it would be really great if we, instead of going to, like, my mom's or anybody's, or even, like, celebrating Christmas at our place, we should travel. Like, we should go on vacations, and that can be something that's even better because, one, my mom can't get mad at us. We're going on vacation. It's not like I'm spending Christmas with my dad. It's not like we're doing Christmas at the house. We're going on a vacation, and if she wants to come, she can come. But Jimmy and I also suck when it comes to Christmas presents, is we have no form of self-control. So we have been giving Christmas presents for the past 2 weeks. So a day would go by, we would say, do you want to exchange a gift? So we'd give each other a gift. And as I mentioned earlier, we usually exchange gifts the day before. So the day before Christmas Eve, we'll exchange gifts because we've been going to my mom's. So we actually exchanged gifts 3 days before Christmas Eve because we just couldn't wait any longer. And also, as a first-time mom, my son is 7 months old. He doesn't give a crap about presents. He doesn't know what presents are. He doesn't know what they're opening or how many we got him. And we ended up doing way too much. So Jimmy bought 2 sets of plates and I bought 3 sets of plates. So now we have 5 sets of plates on top of the plates that we already have. We have doubles of some of the things because we bought the same thing. Jimmy bought 2 pairs of pajamas. I bought 3 pairs of pajamas. We both bought him clothes. We both bought him a couple of toys. And I'm not saying that it's not bad that we went and we bought all these things. I think it's great. Like, we're excited. We're celebrating his first Christmas. However, it's a learning experience for both of us, and we now know, like, okay, maybe we should collaborate, and maybe we should next time talk about who's buying what and what we should buy and what we shouldn't buy, because 1, he's 7 months, he didn't need to have all these gifts, but 2, like, we could have probably put our money together and got him a more substantial gift. And as he gets older, like, those are the things that are going to be important, is like getting him some good gifts and getting him things that he wants and needs. And it was a learning experience for sure.
Brief pause for me to sip my coffee.
I don't know. I don't really know, like what traditions that I want to keep. Like, what things do I want to do? And it also makes me really think and appreciate. I don't remember a lot of gifts that my mom bought growing up. I maybe remember a couple. Like, I remember she bought me a pair of Uggs one year, and I wanted them for several years. And again, as I mentioned, my mom couldn't afford a lot. But one year she did end up buying me these really cute, like, crocheted Uggs, the knitted ones, which were super popular 2 years prior to when I got them. But I got them and I loved them, and I actually still think that I have them somewhere. I don't know if I still wear them. But I remember she bought me those one year. And then another year she bought me this really cute, like, suitcase set because I was going to study abroad for the year and I didn't have a suitcase set. So, like, I remember those 2 things. And that's it. And I'm 30. So there's 29 years of Christmas presents that I don't remember. And I remember 2. What I do remember is I remember being young, don't remember the age, and my mom, I know now that obviously Santa's not real, but at this time obviously thought Santa was real. But I remember my mom, she laid everything out, like my snowsuits and everything, and I don't know if it was like powdered sugar or what it was, but made like snow prints, like Santa Claus snow prints. And she woke me up in the morning and she was like, I think you went with Santa Claus and he must have given you like some magic power because you don't remember. Like, I remember that. I remember making cookies all together and then giving Santa Claus the cookies. And then I remember when my brother was little and I was old enough and I didn't believe in Santa anymore, we would split the cookies. And then we always would read the night before Christmas. And when my mom got engaged to my stepdad now, he used to watch Bad Santa Christmas Eve, and then I started doing those traditions with him, and then we watched Bad Santa 2 when Bad Santa 2 came out. So I remember the traditions, and it now, like, it's all over Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all these reels saying, like, as an adult and as a mom, you realize that the reason why there was Christmas magic is because of your mom. And I want to be that mom. Like, as corny as that sounds, like, I want to give that to my son because he deserves the beautiful magic and all of that. And for all those people who say that, like, you're not going to lie to your kid about Santa Claus, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't ruin it for the people in the families who want their child to believe in Santa Claus and want to have that magic and that beauty for them. because that's their decision and their choice to create this beautiful moment for them. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Your kid's not going to have fun on Christmas, though. Just kidding. It's your choice. But really. So, I don't know what traditions I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to do Elf on the Shelf. I might. I do think Elf on the Shelf is really cute, but I also think that it seems to cause a lot of stress for some parents of remembering, like, oh shit, here we go again. Now we got to create this stupid little, every day we got to do something with the elf. And I just think about, like, working moms and working dads and busy parents and going from one sport to another sport, and, like, how does a mom remember to do that, or how does the dad remember to do that? So I don't want to fail at doing that. And I think those are things that I personally think about a lot as a first-time mom, is I don't want to fail and I don't want to do things wrong. So it's really making the decision and the choice of what traditions are right and what traditions are wrong. But there is no right and wrong tradition. There really can't be a right or wrong tradition, because you decide what those traditions are. You decide kind of what that looks like for you and your family. And if something doesn't work, don't do it. This just does not fit. Y'all, I really messed up with this. Brief pause. I need tissue paper. We have reinforcements. And like how long do I want to do Santa? Do I want to do Santa until my son doesn't believe in Santa anymore? What if we have a second and my son tells our youngest, like, oh, Santa's not real? Like, how do you navigate that? And how do you decide, like, where to go, what to do, and who to see, and what's best for your son and your family? Like, what's the decision that you make with that? The uncertainty of, again, what's right and what's wrong, and how do you make this decision of what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do? And it's almost, that's like every day in parenthood. It's literally every day. You can read all these things, you can do all these things, but at the end of the day, all of that reading and all of that research, you know what's right. You know what's going to be easier. I can tell you right now, I really have no desire to host Christmas. I don't. I really enjoy not having to cook everything. Last year, I was going to have my dad, my stepmom, Jimmy's mom, and Jimmy's brother here for Christmas, not Christmas, like a couple days before Christmas. We were celebrating Christmas that way, and I was going to host. Thankfully, my dad's a great cook, and he said, you know what, I'll make the meat. And then I was making, like, the desserts, the appetizers, everything. And I ended up having COVID. But I feel like that was almost the universe's way of telling me, like, yeah, no, girl, you ain't a hoster. And I think it's right. I'm not. So I did end up, like, I still had COVID. I just disinfected everything and I cooked everything. And I don't know if it's because I have a small kitchen and a small house that I don't feel confident in hosting, but it was difficult. I had everything on this table. I was chopping everything and I was prepping everything on this table. You guys see this table. This is a 6-person, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I clearly can't help. Yes, this is a 6-person table. So it's not a big table. And I do have a good oven, but my oven doesn't have, like, a timer on it. It doesn't have a clock on it. So all of my timers and everything had to be on my phone, on my watch. And it was a lot. Props to the people who want to host and who can host, because you all are amazing. I don't know how some of you guys do it, because I don't think I could. Again, I really don't think I could. So, like, I know, that's where I'm struggling. I know I don't want to continue to drive out to my mom's, even though it's 2 hours. I know I don't want to continue to do that every year. I know that I don't want to host. I know that Those are the two things that I absolutely don't want to do. So what do we do? I know that I can't go to my dad's because it would really upset my mom if I went to my dad's to celebrate Christmas. And that's where I would personally have to like draw the line is it's not fair to my mom to do that. If I'm not going to go see her, then I shouldn't go see my dad. So that's an episode for another day and another dilemma. But so that's also not really, it's an option, but it's not my choice. It's not something that I think would be appropriate. So I don't know. I really think that if we're in a financial place, I really think that we should just go away. Jimmy was mentioning doing the Polar Express and how expensive it was. And I said to him, I said, well, you know what? I think that maybe that could be part of our like Christmas tradition. Like maybe that could be Christmas for us. Is like we go to different areas that do Polar Express and celebrate in that area. We do Polar Express, then we have Christmas Eve and stuff with us, and maybe that's what we decide to do. But again, that costs money. And we live in a terrible economy right now, and financially, like, life just sucks. So we may be tenting out in our backyard for our Christmas vacation next year. But no, I don't. I guess I just am really struggling on what you do for Christmas, how you decide Christmas traditions. Like, what's another thing? What's the budget amount? Like, what's an appropriate amount of money to spend on your kid for Christmas? What is an appropriate amount? Do you set an amount? Do you set a budget of how much you spend on your kids? Do you set a limit on what type of Christmas presents they get? Something that I do agree with that my mom did, and I have seen a lot more, is having Santa bring, like, the cheaper items. So, like, for us, Santa always brought, like, toiletries, maybe, like, one or two of, like, the little gifts that we wanted. And then my mom was always the one who brought and spent the money on, like, the big gifts, not Santa. And I think that's appropriate, and I think that's fair, because what if you have this kid that's in school and says, oh my god, Santa bought me a PS5, and then you have another kid like, oh, Santa brought me socks. They're going to look at that and they're going to think, oh, Santa doesn't like me as much, or like, I was bad, so that's why Santa brought me socks. So I do really appreciate that, and I respect that, and that's definitely something that we will carry and we will do. I had a friend who texted me today, actually no, she called me, and she goes, I need your opinion. And for those of you who are my friend and know who I am, like, I'm very good at giving my opinion, always have been, always will. So she said that her kids have been kind of sassy, and she got them gifts and everything, even though she felt that, like, they haven't been really good. So she said, she's like, would it be bad of me if I put coal in their stocking, and kind of said, like, hey, like, you received one less gift due to your behavior. This is kind of what happens when you don't behave. And I 100% agree with that. I really do. Like, I think that if you're being a little sassy booger brain, then you should get, like, coal or something to reflect that. I don't think you should get no presents, and I don't think that's very fair. And that's not what she was doing, but I do think that there should be something saying, like, hey, you need to behave, you need to act appropriately. And I think that's fine. I remember one year my mom did give us coal in our stocking. It was like coal gum. It was actually pretty cool. I liked it. And I don't know if she did it because we were sassy that year, or like if it was just like a gag gift, but I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it. And then another thing that, like, my family does that I really enjoy, and I'm sure Jimmy gets annoyed because he hates playing card games, but I love card games. He'd rather play Monopoly or, like, Battleship or something. Go figure. Is we have always played games, like, growing up. Like, we would eat, do the dishes, so the kids all do the dishes, and then we play, like, games and stuff while we have dessert. So if I decide to not go to my mom's for Christmas or go celebrate the holidays with them, then that means it's just going to be the three of us for games. Which you can play good games with just like the three of us, but like it's just, I don't know, the competition of the things could be a little bit different and not as great, I guess. And if we do decide to like go on our trips, I guess it doesn't look terrible, and go on vacations, as I mentioned, I don't want to host. I don't want to clean everything. I cook every day of the week. If we're on vacation, am I really going to want to cook too? Like, probably not. So do we go out to eat? Do we order in? Like, I don't know. I wish I didn't feel so stressed out about this, and I wish I didn't feel so hyper-fixated on what I should and shouldn't do, because I don't feel like it should be that stressful, and I don't feel like I should worry that much about Christmas and what to do. I should just focus on making sure that the magic is there, and that the magic exists, and that we're all happy and we're all healthy, because that's the most important, right? That's what you want. You want a happy, healthy family, and if you have those things, then that's all that really matters, I guess. This is not working. We're gonna have to make it work. But honestly, like, I feel bad. Like, I feel like I should have spent more, I should have bought more, I should have done more, and it makes me nervous to think about for, like, the future, like, when he's old enough to really think about those gifts and really focus on what he wanted and all of that. Am I going to be able to get him what he wanted? Am I going to be able to afford what he wanted? I don't know. I don't know. As you can tell, guys, I'm not my chipper, happy-go-lucky self today, and I think that that's important. I just wanted you guys to see, like, a real raw version. I also am dressed like a slob. I'm in mom clothes, but some days are not good. Some days are not great. I'm human. Life is hard. Finances suck. Christmas is stressful. Work is stressful. And then you're a mom on top of it all. So that's even more stress added onto you. I also think about, too, is my friends. Like, there's a group of us, a couple of us. Oof, I should have been careful. I could have cut my hair. A group of us that I used to, like, give Christmas presents to, and we would exchange gifts, and they weren't always, like, expensive gifts, but we would always exchange gifts, and this is the first year that I haven't bought gifts for a couple of them, because one, I can't afford it, but two, like, those people really aren't in my life and as present as they used to be, so I don't feel that it's appropriate or an obligation for me to buy them gifts. Like, my one friend who I watched her baby every Friday, like, I felt it was appropriate for me to buy her gifts and spend a little bit more money on her, because she's like my family now. She is somebody who I feel like is a part of my family and is going to be a part of my life for a long time. Whereas the other people, like, I don't hear from them. And if I don't reach out, they don't really reach out to me. So why would I spend money that I honestly, truthfully, I really don't have to buy them Christmas presents? And I bought them Christmas presents last year when I was pregnant, and I think that was different. Like, they were still present and a part of my life, and now it's just, they really aren't. And it's interesting to see, like, the friendship dynamic change. Like, some of my friends have really stepped up, who I never anticipated to step up, and have really been present and really been a part of my life. And I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if it's because we're on similar journeys, and we're on similar paths, so we have a bit more in common. And let me just mention this, like, saying all this doesn't mean I don't love my friends that I don't really have in my life as much as I used to. I still love them dearly, and they are still my friends. If they were to call me tomorrow and they needed to talk to me about something, like, I would be there. That is not the case. It's just, I don't know, things are different. Our lives are different. I really don't have a desire to go to the bar and get drunk. I don't really want to. It's 9 o'clock and I'm finishing presents, and then I'm probably gonna go brush my teeth and lay in bed and watch a movie with Jimmy. Like, I'm really much in my mom era, my family era. And some of my friends are not. Some of my friends are still going and drinking and doing those things, and again, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I guess we just can't connect. Or, like, I don't have the time. And I work really odd hours and really odd times, so, like, it's kind of hard for some people to connect, but I stopped reaching out and I stopped making the effort to kind of start things with those people I haven't seen in over a year. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's sad, but what are you gonna do? You become a mom and you lose your friends, but you also gain some friends too. I've gained some really good friends. I've gained some really helpful people, and people that I never really thought would be a part of my life have made significant impacts in my life. It's actually really funny today. I was so pissed. My son is just freaking huge, guys. He's 7-month-old wearing 12-month-old clothes. So my mom buys him my first holiday outfit for every holiday. So I went to go look at it the other day to just make sure I had everything, and realized that she had bought him a 6-month shirt, which is not going to fit him. So no big deal. Looked on Amazon, found a cheap $8 outfit, ordered it, was going to be here yesterday. It came. However, they sent me the completely wrong outfit, and it didn't say anything on there, my first Christmas. And Christmas is in 2 days, and I'm not going to be home. So I texted my friend who lives out here, Jordan, who's on the show, and I was like, girl, like, what the hell did Amazon do? They fucked up. And she texts me back and she goes, well, Jax doesn't fit into this, her son. Jax doesn't fit into this. He's too small. It's a 9 to 12. Do you want it? So basically, her and I just swapped outfits today. And it's funny because this girl that I literally have just met, we talk every single day. And again, it's because our life is very similar. We have very similar parenting styles, and we have similar questions and stuff that we ask each other, and we're in the same spot in our lives. With our other friends, we're not. So why would I buy them Christmas presents? You know? I did not buy her a Christmas present, but I did send her a Christmas card, because I think that's appropriate. It's just interesting. Holidays really kind of have changed in, like, a good way. Like, it's exciting. We get to create our own traditions, but also kind of in a sad way, because, like, some of the traditions that I used to do, like, we can't anymore, or it just doesn't work, and or just those people really aren't in our life anymore. So I'm curious, what are some of your thoughts, and what are some of, like, your feelings about traditions that are an absolute yes and things that are an absolute no for you? It would be really helpful to kind of hear your guys' insight and your ideas of what you guys do, and maybe I can steal some stuff from you guys. So with that being said, I hope that this episode didn't bore you guys too much. I also hope that this didn't depress you, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm sad. I am just tired, I'm busy, and feel like I have no time for anything in the continuous lifestyle of moms. So, as always, for the Spotify listeners, all of the accounts and everything are in the description. So that includes my Instagram, my Facebook, my email, my TikTok, all of that. So if you are interested in exploring more or seeing more, please go on that. And if you are watching this, my Instagram and Facebook is right here. And my TikTok is right here. And if you want to be on the show and you guys don't want to hear more about me and my depressing life, please comment, DM me, let me know. We can kind of talk whatever you guys want to talk about. We can bitch about whatever. And if you want notifications, or you enjoyed this episode, or you want to hear more, hit the subscribe button. And if you liked this episode, hit the like button. If you guys did not, leave in the comments what you didn't like about it, so that way I know next time when I talk about myself what I should and what I shouldn't do. That would be super freaking helpful. I did. Anyways, stay tuned for next week. Next week's episode is actually super exciting. So I had a author who reached out to me and asked to be on the show. She wrote a book that gives moms that are pregnant tips and tricks about how to stay safe and how to protect yourself, your child, during labor. So if you guys want to come pop in for that show next week, it'll be next week as Monday as always. Clearly I can't multitask, so we probably should not be doing another video like this again. But as always, moms, Merry Christmas. May your cup be full. May it be delicious. And as moms, we're always surviving and thriving. And I hope to see you guys next week. Bye, besties.